Relationships is what this whole business is about. I mean, you know that in real estate, it's about relationships, home warranty, it's about relationships, and trust in relationships is huge.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest episode of the Wise Agent Society's. Let's see, what day are we on here? Today is the Wise Agent Society Sharpen the Saw. Streamcast is what we're calling it now. We used to call it the Zoomcast, but now it's a Streamcast. And we have an amazing guest today, Lisa Waldeck out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Lisa and I go way back to when I was at Keller Williams back in the day, and she was a home warranty rep. And now she's gone through a few different changes in her journey. And so I'm really excited to catch up with her and kind of go through all the stuff that she's been through. She's been through doing a lot of different things over the years. And now she's back with the home warranty game. And we're going to talk about that and her new company. And then just like the basics about, the benefits of having a home warranty. I have lots of stories about that, as I'm sure a lot of agents and of course, Lisa has. So welcome so much, Lisa, for coming to the show. Good to see you. Excited.
So good to see you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, this is great. It's like a reunion of sorts.
Gosh. Okay. So you said, we met when you were with Keller Williams here. That was 16 years ago. Isn't that crazy?
I don't know if it was 16 years for me.
Okay. How long have you been licensed here? Or
I think about 11 or 12 years, maybe.
Okay, 12. So I started in home warranty 16 years ago. So it was along that journey when you joined, and that's when I met you then.
Yep, and I can't remember which home warranty were you with then?
It was with HSA home warranty.
HSA, that's right. And I'm pretty sure I pretty much exclusively used you. When I first started, I was using somebody that was coming through the office, I think with Old Republic or something, but I didn't have the connection. And that's one of the things I've always loved about you is that you're just so personable and a kind and professional person. So it was really easy after I met you to gravitate toward you and just do all my business with home warranties with you.
Well, thank you. No, I mean, relationships is what this whole business is about. I mean, you know that in real estate, it's about relationships, home warranty, it's about relationships and building those strong relationships and the trust. I mean, you're trusting me with your clients, to promote home warranty. And so the last thing you want is your client to be upset. I'm at you saying, hey, you recommended this person, this company, now I'm mad at you. And so, trust in relationships is huge.
Yeah. Nobody has ever gotten mad at me, though, in any of my real estate transactions ever, Lisa.
That's awesome. I love it. Love it.
I'm
love it.
Kidding.
Love it.
That's not true. I think throughout this career, you have to be kind of okay with people getting mad for whatever reason. And it's not even your fault all the time or
right.
Any of the time. Like, I do a pretty good job at doing the right things and being professional and being proactive and all that stuff. But that doesn't mean that things don't happen with other parts of the whole transaction and then the client get mad. So I was just being funny about that, but
I'm like, yay for you.
Yeah, good for you. Huh?
No, I mean, but and I think the natural instinct of people is to automatically go off. I mean, just because I think that's what society has led us to. I mean, look at our cell phones. Look when we got, I started off in this real estate industry 23 years ago with a pager. Nobody, we didn't have cell phones back then that we were glued to. We didn't have text messaging. So everything now is so instantaneous and everything is so demanding, and our cell phones have become personal computers. I mean, never anything like what they were intended for. Mm-hmm. We've brought it on ourselves. And so when somebody has an issue, they expect it to be taken care of immediately, or it's not the answer that they wanted. And I think it's our job as the professionals to be able to diffuse that and get everything back on track again.
Well, that's it. This is one of the highest stress transactions or a thing a person will go through. And it's a lot of money. So it's a lot of money. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of liability. There's a lot of disclosures. There's a lot of things going on. So, and then a lot of times there's two parts of it, right? So maybe somebody's selling a house here to buy a house here. So they have that going on times two.
Right.
And you're dealing with the other people on the other side of the transaction, the sellers, the other agents, all that stuff. So there's a lot of moving parts. And it's easy for people to get frustrated frustrated is just a good way to put it, and upset. So our job as realtors or successful and good realtors is to be proactive and explain the different things that could happen at these different stages through a transaction. And that way there's no surprises. There's always going to be surprises anyway, but trying to minimize the surprises, right?
Well, yeah. And along that same line, I mean, my job, what I have found coming back into home warranty is, let's just say during COVID, when we had realtors joining the associations across the country, they were waiving home inspections, they were waiving home warranties, they were doing, so a lot of people don't know how to properly explain. So it's a lot of re-education on my part to let people understand what a home warranty is, what its intention was, to begin with. And, and what I want to remind everybody is home warranties were never intended to cover everything. Right. They were there, they're there for budget protection when something unexpected happens. For sometimes, we can replace a water heater and pay for the whole thing. We can replace a faucet, less the deductible. But as those bigger ticket items, we're not, in most cases, we're not going to cover everything, but if we can cover a big chunk of it, that's there for budget protection for those homeowners. Yeah, no,
I have never, in my personal, I've owned lots and lots of houses. Jen and I have moved now 20 times in 15 years that we've been married.
Okay.
So, and then sometimes we own 2 houses at a time or whatever. So I've never been without a warranty, and it's come in handy so many times. And I'll give some examples here in a little bit, but for now, I wanted to so remind me, how long have you been, okay, well, what's your new company that you're working at? And then how long have you been there so far?
Okay, so I started in home warranty here in Las Vegas 16 years ago with HSA Home Warranty. I was with them for 8 years. When that company was sold to another national, big, huge corporation, I could see that the level of service that I was able to provide my clients was not going the way that I was used to or my clients were used to. Mm-hmm. We started talking about reputation and building relationships. And in the end, I thought, these are my peers. These are the people that I'm going to work with, and I can't burn those bridges. And, so I got out of home warranty 8 years ago, went back into real estate with my daughter, Jolie, joined me 8 years ago, which is amazing. And never thought about home warranty again. As far as, being a rep or anything, sure. Until a lot of my previous colleagues and friends started moving to a Choza home warranty over the past couple of years. And they're like, Lise, talk to them. And I'm like, ooh, home warranty. I'm like, no, I can't do it.
That life.
Right. I'm like, no, I've done that. I think I still have PTSD from that life. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I don't think I can do it.
You would never know that. You were so good at it and just so passionate about it, which, I think a good professional, great person is going to be about that.
Well, thank you. And, warranty really was my passion, and I really loved it. I just didn't like the company I was working for anymore. So when I started talking to the owners of a Choza home warranty last year, I remember my first call with them. I got off the phone. I got excited. I told my husband, I said, babe, I think I'm thinking about home warranty again. And he, he's just kind of looking at me like I'm crazy. I said, I don't think I'm losing my mind. And, I quickly started doing my due diligence because, one of those things, if it sounds too good to be true, it must be too good. It can't be the way that it really comes across. And I started meeting with, previous vendors of mine and contractors and talking to people in the industry. And it quickly became very noticeably different that they're doing home warranty different, doing home warranty in the way that every homeowner, every contractor, every property manager has ever asked for over the years. And we're doing it now.
And how long did you say that you've been there now? That you were?
I opened the state of Nevada April 1st. So 7 months.
Yeah, very cool. That's cool. And I've looked into it a little bit. I haven't done much with it, and I'm not selling a ton of real estate in Vegas right now anyway. And what I do is mostly referrals. But from what I've seen, it looks really cool. So maybe you want to just give a little bit of an overview on how Choza works?
Yeah. So, let me tell a little bit how the traditional home warranty company works. So with the traditional home warranty company, the homeowner goes online, they file a claim, they have to put their credit card in before the home warranty company will even dispatch out to the homeowner. Homeowner might have to wait a day or so before the contractor calls them, schedule the appointment, again, which could be another couple days before they can even get out there. We know that. They wait for them to come out. The contractor comes out. They go back to their home office. At the end of the day, they file give their diagnosis back to the home warranty company. So again, they're still waiting maybe another day to get any kind of an approval or something like that from the home warranty company. Once they get those approvals, depending on what the issue is or what needs to be ordered, the traditional home warranty company orders in such volume that they usually will order the part. They don't allow the local contractor to order the part. So then you're talking about another couple days delay or longer, because they have to order the part. They have to get it in here locally. The contractor has to go pick up the part before they'll reschedule with the homeowner to make that repair. Whereas what we do differently is we actually have the homeowner call into a Choza home warranty to file their claim. One of the best parts about it is we focus on the client claims experience, and we answer the phone within 1 minute with a live person. So they actually get to talk to somebody. They don't give us a credit card so they can file a claim. They pay the deductible at the time of service to the contractor when they actually come to the house. And we allow the homeowner to choose their own contractor when they need to make a repair. And I think that is the biggest thing, where people are like, I have a friend, I've got a brother, I've got an uncle, I've got a neighbor that does, plumbing or heating or air conditioning or water heaters. And the traditional home warranty companies will not let you do that and use the warranty at the same time.
Right.
So what we do is we allow them to use their own contractor. When the contractor comes out to the property, they call into a Choza home warranty with that less than 1 minute hold time to give us diagnosis and estimate to repair. And 99% of the time, we can actually give them authorization right then and there to make the repair. So if they've got the part on the truck, go get the part, come back in, make the repair. If you have to go to the local supply store, go get the part, come back, make the repair. Call us when you're done, and we're going to pay you the same day that you actually make the repair. Whereas the traditional home warranty company, they're making those contractors wait 30, 45, 60 days or longer to get paid. And they're paying them contract pricing, where we want to pay them retail price and make them happy. Because the contractors are the lifeline of our business, and they need to be treated like such, because they don't want to work for home warranty companies. Yeah,
that's been my experience. When I have claims and or clients that have claims that they need to do, there's a big, from the contractor, where they're like, man, it's going to take forever. Depending if that's in one that maybe that you could, if you could pick your own, or use your own for some reason, which most of them don't, like you said. Most of them, they tell you who they're going to dispatch.
Absolutely.
And it's no name, whatever company, HVAC company from a different town or something, that it doesn't even make sense. And they're not well reviewed. They're not anything. So you don't have any control in their, they give bad service. They come, they say that this is the diagnostics, and then they leave, and then it's just like a big long rigmarole. So yeah,
I talk to homeowners every day, agents, it is not the realtor's responsibility to understand everything home warranty. So I say, please have them call me. Let me go over the coverage with them. Let me help them decide what coverage is going to be best for them. And I had a conversation with the homeowner last week, and he, we're getting ready to hang up. He's like, listen, I'm shopping a couple different home warranty companies. I'll let my realtor know. And I'm like, perfectly fine. He goes, one last question. He goes, over the years, I've had several home warranties. He goes, and I can remember this one time, this technician came out to the house, and he was very grumpy. And he goes, he just asked him, he's like, why the attitude? And the contractor said to him point blank, listen, we don't make any money off the home warranty company, and they take so long to pay us. He goes, that's why I'm kind of cranky. It's because I want to get paid. I want to, and I want to get paid my retail rate, and they're just not doing it. And the way that the traditional home warranty company works is they have contract pricing with their vendors. As long as those vendors keep those costs low, they're going to continue to get those calls. But, when they start making costly repairs, it's been known that those claim calls start going down to them. So obviously they want the calls, but they're not making any money. So that's why you see some denials. That's why you see the upsell, where it could have been repaired, but then they offer, they suggest replacement so they can make the money on the backside of that. So, and a lot of that goes on, unfortunately, and the homeowner doesn't understand. They just feel like, they're stuck. I've got a plumbing leak. I've got a water heater that needs replaced. I've got to pay this vendor whatever, because they're here at the house now. And it's hard for me to comprehend that that's how people are getting treated. And I know that they are.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a broken system when you look at it that way, because nobody's happy.
Right.
The consumer isn't happy. The vendors aren't happy. The warranty company is indifferent, or maybe they're happy. They're making money in the way that they're doing it. But I don't think that's the best way to go about it. So that's what I love about this one, Ochoza, is that you can basically get things done fast. And so you get somebody in, you get to pick the person, they come in, you do all the verification, it sounds like, quickly and over the phone, because they're going to answer right away. That's the other thing. You wouldn't normally consider, like, making a call or doing something like that. It's going to be a couple days process.
Right.
So if they're committed to answering the phone in 1 minute, then that makes this whole thing work,
I mean, I was seeing air conditioning claims this summer, which we know, summers are just, horrible for home warranty companies, AC techs. I was seeing claims where one in particular, it was 8:00 on a Sunday morning. I had somebody call me and say, my air conditioning just went out. What do I do? And I said, here's a couple contractors. If you don't have any, by 9:30 in the morning, their capacitor was replaced because the vendor had one on the truck. We authorized it. We had already paid them by 9:30 in the morning, and they were up and running, and it was 110 degrees. That is just not normal, and that's why this worked so well.
Yeah, and that's why I can see why you would go to that company as opposed to other ones, because that's seriously unheard of. Right. I'm excited. And I think we talked about it a little bit because I'm in different markets. So I'm in California, San Diego, Vegas, and then also in Iowa. And you said they can also help in Iowa too. Where are they located, nationally?
So so think of COVID, where brick and mortar went away. Mm-hmm. And so we don't have like a big corporate office housing, thousands of employees, because we don't manage that vendor network. We don't sit there and do all of that. So we've got, people virtually all over the place, which is so nice. And here's this map, which is really nice. The blue obviously shows where we are located. The nice thing about it is if anybody on this, stream is not using a Ochoza home warranty and you're located in a blue state, contact me. I would love to share what we can do. The other nice thing about it is, we're keeping things local for the contractors. So in particular, think about here, Pahrump. Most of the time, home warranty companies, if they get a dispatch to go out to Pahrump, they'll wait maybe a week to go out there because they want 2 or 3 calls to go out to Pahrump to make that hour drive. Plus, they charge the homeowner a trip charge on top of that. Where we're saying, listen, choose your own local contractors in Pahrump. We want to support your local economy. We're going to pay them retail rate. You can support them, call them, get them out there the same day, make your homeowner happy. And everything works beautifully. Same with all these rural areas in, Iowa, Idaho. All these different places where we can just service with local contractors.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. And this is such a cool map because you're in more places than, I didn't really know what to expect, but yeah, it's in a lot of places. So is it still growing and expanding too at a pretty good rate?
We are adding reps and states. I feel like it feels like monthly. I started here in April and we added Nevada, and I know we've added different states since then. And I know we're continuing looking to grow and open in other areas because what we're offering is proving to be what everybody has asked for and what everybody is wanting.
Very cool. Very cool. I love it. I'm excited to use it myself.
Good.
My home warranty is about to renew here in Iowa, so I will be renewing with Ochoza. So now when I do that, can I call you and you can
Absolutely.
be my rep?
Yes, okay. Sir.
Good. That's going to be great for the Iowa house. And of course, we'll keep you in mind and use you in Nevada and, well, not California yet, but when you get
not
there.
Yet.
Okay, cool. So we got the Ochoza, how that works.
Well, and the other thing I want to bring up real quick too, along with our buyer coverage, which is amazing, all of our coverage, whether it's listing coverage or buyer coverage, we include refrigerator, washer, dryer, roof leaks on all of our policies. Even our listing coverage includes that, which those are typically buyer options only. On the seller coverage, we actually offer our HVAC coverage for free. So a lot of the companies will charge it. They want to charge $85 or $100 at closing. They want either the seller or the buyer to pay for that coverage that protected it during that listing and escrow period. We don't do that. So what I try to encourage realtors, right now, especially in all of the markets that I think that everybody is in, offer that listing coverage. And so many people haven't done that over the years. And I tell them, listen, when you're going on the listing presentation and you're creating that net sheet for your client, you're putting in their closing costs. In some situations, if there's an HOA, you're putting in the HOA demand, the resale package, whatever there might be. Put a line item in there for home warranty and just explain to them that more than likely they're going to get an offer with a buyer asking for them to pay for a 1-year home warranty at the close of escrow. So it already kind of puts it in their head. It's already taken off of that net sheet. And then tell the seller, listen, by listing with me, I'm going to provide you with a free Achosa home warranty listing seller's coverage during that listing and escrow period, because we want to protect the house should something fail. We know things break down during the listing and escrow period. The last thing sellers want to do is pay any more money into a house that they're trying to sell.
Yep. Yeah, no, and I've had that. And you know what? For a long time, I don't remember which company it was, but that was an automatic part of the process. Was all of our listings, we had the seller coverage. And then when I moved to San Diego and started doing it there, and then I don't know, they weren't even the same coverage. So they had, it wasn't the same coverage in each state. So they didn't have a seller coverage or listing coverage in San Diego or whatever. So then I was just like, well, that stinks,
Right.
A whole part of my presentation and benefit that wasn't there for my clients. So that was a bummer. So that's cool that you have that. And not only that, but did you say it's free, right? Nobody pays for it.
It's free. Nobody pays for it. And the nice thing about it too, just think about when you're representing the seller, the buyer has the home inspection, you get a request for repairs. Mm-hmm. So I always say, send that list over to me. Let me look and see if there's anything on there that the home warranty will cover, because you may be able to use that home warranty to get some of those requests for repairs taken care of.
Yep, absolutely. I love it. I was going to ask a couple things about the coverage with this. So what's the deductible for Achosa?
For the buyer coverage, it's $100 or the lesser of the repair. And I say that because we had a situation a couple months ago. Homeowner called in a claim, the dishwasher wasn't draining. So technician went out to the property. Here it was the basket in the bottom of the dishwasher. It was clogged with food. And and the guy said, listen, there's nothing wrong with this dishwasher. I am not going to charge you $100. My normal trip fee would have been $65. He cleaned it out, charged him $65 and left. So, when you get really cool contractors like that, I mean, they could have said, yeah, give me $100. You know what I mean? But it didn't cost $100 to fix that. So
then the only cost to the person was $65 instead of the $100 minimum.
Correct.
Very cool. And so maybe we could talk a little bit about warranties in general and what they cover, because it does cover some big things, just not all of it. So for example, I've had, I'll just give an example of a house I had in San Diego where a lot of times there back in the 60s, they were running plumbing, water supply lines through concrete, through the pad that the house sits on. And then those fail. So then you have a leak in your foundation somewhere in the slab. And they got to find that and figure all that out. And then what they end up doing is you could jackhammer all of that out and then but that's not a smart way to do it. So what typically people do is reroute the water lines up through a soffit in somewhere in the house and build it, in the wall so that it's accessible in the future if there was an issue. And I think, for example, on that one, it paid around $1,500. Now the whole job was something like $2,500 or $3,000 at the time. This was years ago.
Sure.
So, just curious how a few things like that, and it doesn't have to be exact or whatever, but just, does it pay for some roof leaks? Does it pay for some plumbing? And I know it's not specific to just that, but it's the major amount of
Sure. Sorry. Trash man's here.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
Yeah, so roof leaks, I mean, what we're going to cover, we cover it for buyers and sellers. We'll cover up to $500 a year in claims. So slip tiles, missing, or, if a shingle falls off or something like that, we're going to.
Super common. Every house in Vegas.
Exactly. We're going to fix whatever is causing the leak. Now, we don't cover the underlying, issues. So if it causes, damage to the sub, roofing or the drywall or something, that we don't cover that sub damage, but we actually will cover what is actually causing the leak. So that is what we cover on that. So, and we know, it rains here. We've seen some torrential rains.
Yeah, and the slip tile thing is super common. I always tell people in Vegas that when we're going through the inspection, 100% there's going to be a few slip tiles on the roof. And then there's, of course, all the other things that you're going to see, like a phone book full of, or at least like 30, 40 pages worth of little things on an inspection report. But what about plumbing and stuff? Do you have some plumbing coverage?
We do. So we cover, like I had mentioned before, we cover all of the same items on all of our policies. What changes is the amount we cover per year on each different policy. The one policy that I recommend only, and I'll share a couple of reasons why, is our Prime Plus and our Conserve Plus. That here in Las Vegas is $750. Okay. What that's going to cover, for example, the Prime Plus on a water heater would cover $1,000 towards replacement. By adding that Conserve Plus, that adds another $400 in replacement value if they replace it with something with more energy efficient, which if you've got a 10-year-old water heater and you're replacing it with something now, it's more than likely it's going to be more energy efficient than that 10-year-old water heater. Yeah. So that gives you $1,400 in coverage on a water heater replacement. That's going to include your earthquake straps, your removal and disposal, the pan. The nice thing is most 40 to 50 gallon water heaters right now are running $1,300 to $1,500. I saw a tech last week replace a 50 gallon water heater for $1,200.
Right. That's what I was going to say. For $1,400, you would almost potentially cover the whole thing.
Exactly. And so, I do like that. And so, I'm sorry.
I'm surprised. I have two of them sitting on the couch behind me.
I know.
And I'm surprised they're not barking at your dog.
I know. So when we were talking about plumbing, so on that Prime Plus policy, we would cover up to $1,000 in plumbing claims. And so, so something like that. On that same policy, washer and dryer, refrigerator, we would cover $1,000 on a washer, $1,000 on a dryer, $1,000 on a refrigerator. And those are repairs. Most things can be repaired. If you get an honest technician out to the property and and again, when we're paying them retail rate, they have no reason not to make the repair, not just Band-Aided. Make the repair the right way. We're going to pay you your retail rate and we're going to pay you the same day. So we're seeing so many repairs being done the right way the first time around.
That makes so much sense. And so this is cool because you get to pick your person. So it's somebody maybe you've worked with a lot. So if I'm talking about like a consumer, a client, they might have people that they love and want or whatever. But then us as real estate agents, we do this at a very high level. We have great vendors that are, we love and trust. So we're going to have them come over and work with our clients. And we won't be working with them if they're not going to be honest and trustworthy and do those kind of things where they can fix it instead of, like you said, making up more things. Because that's what happens when you don't know these people and they come and, it doesn't always happen. Again, you wouldn't say that all people are bad. People might take advantage, right? Another story I have from a house in Vegas that we owned. You know what? We had it rented out at the time, and it was a double oven, built-in double oven, and our tenant. It was right before Thanksgiving, and one of the ovens went out. Not both of them, but just one of them. Totally went out, and the tenant was freaking out, and she was like, oh, da, 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 da. And I'm like, well, and then she wanted to. I can't even remember what. I was like, well, we're going to call the home warranty. They're going to come out, but it's going to take some time and it might not be in time for Thanksgiving. And so I think what the funny thing was that eventually the home warranty replaced both ovens, but she did something. What the heck did she do? I don't remember. She might have had somebody come out to look at it or something. And I was like, well, I can't pay for that. Like, that's not covered under the home warranty. I have a person coming tomorrow or whenever it was.
Right.
So this solves a lot of problems. But I'll tell you, the cool thing was that they did replace. It was a double oven, so you couldn't replace one of them. You had to replace both. So the cool thing was that the home warranty company paid for both of the ovens to be replaced. So it was in the end, it was cool. It was just also a hassle because and unfortunate for the tenant because she wanted things done right now, which I understand. But I'm like, that's not the way that I paid money to have this in place. to take care of these issues. You can't
Right.
just bypass the system and then say, hey, you're going to pay for it. That's not how it works. So,
well, and you bring up Thanksgiving, and it's really funny because starting the beginning of November, it's my shameless plug to homeowners, tenants. I mean, everybody check your oven because everybody's been barbecuing. They've all been cooking outside. Nobody's been using their ovens to that capacity. And I guarantee you there's so many emergency calls the week of Thanksgiving where the stove isn't working, the oven isn't working, and people start freaking out. And I can guarantee you that it's not going to get fixed the week of Thanksgiving when everybody's oven, they realize that it's not working.
Yeah, good call. And that's what I've always liked about you too, is you're good at giving reminders for, seasonal things because you're active on social media and stuff. And you're also active in the offices. So you're going around talking about that kind of stuff with people when things come around. And I forget that. I even forget that. I don't think about that stuff too. And then what was I going to say about, and I bet you in the wintertime, but I don't know if what you have to do with that, but when we're talking about having the thermal insulated covers over the anti-siphon valves outside. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no. And those, we don't offer coverage for that. I mean, as far as the external, we cover the internal plumbing of the house. So, but I mean, with those, it's always a good reminder to have those thermal covers put over top of those things because we know, pipes, start leaking and it happens every year.
Yeah, well, that's just the thing that people don't think about in Vegas because they think, oh, it's a hot desert and stuff. But it's like, no, it freezes. And not only that, but it freezes and all of those things crack. And then you can't get one for a week or so because they're all sold out. Cool. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of other stories I have with home warranty coverage. Well, I'll tell you one thing that's cool, and I don't know. Well, one thing cool about you that I don't know what you do with this company or how that works. It could be totally different. But I remember back in the day that you would take portable air conditioners to people's houses when their ACs broke down in the summer in Las Vegas, which is, wow, that's a total wow service,
Yeah, I did it then because, we had to because we saw where vendors couldn't even make it out to look at it and diagnose for 5-7 days. And trust me, there's only so many contractors that home warranty companies use that they'll work with. And so, they can't, when it starts getting, 95, 100, 110, 115, they just can't get everywhere. So it's not uncommon for them, a homeowner, to have to wait 5 to 7 days for someone just to come out to the property. Yeah. And, and in most cases, people aren't going to, do hotels and things like that just to be comfortable, especially if they only have one unit. So I did in the past, I had, I probably had a fleet of 5 or 6 portable air conditioning units that I would, let people use. Now, thankfully, I haven't had to do that because we do offer the choice of contractor where most people can get somebody out the same day, if not, the next morning or something to make those repairs. So luckily I haven't had to do that.
Yeah, but I love it. First of all, that you would do that. That's super cool and going above and beyond service. But then like this whole evolution of how all this works is so cool because you don't even have to do it anymore.
Right.
You can actually find somebody around. You don't have to pick a certain one and da-da-da. And like I said, for people out there that might be watching, they're like, well, I don't know who to call. Well, ask your realtor. Your realtor will have a gang of people that can do every kind of project that you want. So and if you don't have somebody, call me. I have people in Vegas all over the place.
Nice. Well, and in Vegas, I actually put together a list from realtor referrals, my past contractors. So if a homeowner does not have a contractor here in Las Vegas, and they let us know that when they're filing the claim, we'll give them 3 off of my list that I've already pre-screened. So they can call one of those 3 people to see who can get out there, the quickest to get that repair made for them.
That's sweet. That's great. It's like the whole package.
Mm-hmm.
So let's shift gears for just a little bit here and talk about you're really involved in the Association of Realtors, and you've been a realtor, and you are a realtor currently. You're not actively selling real estate, but you're still licensed and a part of the community in a big way. So what are some things that you're involved in with the Association of Realtors?
Yeah, I mean, I've been a licensed realtor starting in Ohio 23 years ago. It'll be 23 years in November, actually. And yeah, we moved out to Vegas 18 years ago. Quickly, I started getting active with Women's Council of Realtors. We both, my daughter and I, have a presence across the country. We know a lot of Women's Council members across the country. I was local president here in Las Vegas 4 years ago. I was the state liaison for Nevada for 2 years here, active at the association. This year, I was the bylaws chair. So just staying involved, it's really important to be involved and know what's going on in the real estate community because, I mean, you have to have that empathy with the realtors knowing what's going on when in these markets where it might be a little bit tough and they're not selling as many houses and they're having those challenges with the higher interest rates and have been part of that over the years. I mean, it's a lot easier for me to kind of talk their language and know what they're going through. And that makes, I think, a really big difference. And knowing them, seeing that I'm involved, I think really helps a lot.
Yeah, and it speaks to your character and that you're a giving person and that you want to give back to the community. And you have been a realtor for so long, and then you were, I mean, for how long were you just a realtor and not doing warranty?
8 years.
8 years. So 8 years you were straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up, real estate only. Which lends you a lot of credibility in that field too, because you've been there, you've been in the trenches, you know how all that works, you know what it's like working firsthand with the clients, the people, the homeowners, and what their needs and wants are on a more intimate level from not just from the warranty perspective.
Sure.
Where I think a lot of the home warranty reps out there, which there are lots of lovely ones out there, but they might not have that experience. So that gives you kind of a leg up on other people, and you can empathize and understand what's happening at a higher level.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand, again, this is not a Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 job. I mean, we all know that. So, I mean, it's very common for me to be out there, during the week, and we're very fortunate here in Las Vegas that we just don't do open houses on Saturdays and Sundays like in other areas of the country. We do open houses here 7 days a week. I mean, I can be driving down the road and see open house signs every single day. So weekends, I'll stop by and I'll do some pop-bys at some open houses, just introduce myself, introduce the Chosa Home Warranty, and show them that, hey, I'm working your hours. Yep. So, I mean, you can count on me. If you need me on the weekend, I'm available. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's funny when I first started in real estate, and that's like I said, 11, 12 years ago, my mentor said that you're going to do 2 open houses a week. One has to be on a weekend. And then I was like, well, which days? He's like, try them all. He's like, try them. Go out there. You won't know until you do it. And so we did. We did sometimes, weekdays in the middle of the day. Sometimes we did evenings. We did Saturdays, Sunday, all of it. And to be honest, for people out there, they're all good. I mean, you can catch different people at different times, no matter what. Weekdays do happen to be better in the evenings when people are getting off work, and weekends are just the best in general. Saturdays being the best, and Sunday the second best. But when you come to church and football season together, your afternoons are probably going to be a little bit better on a Sunday, but you're still messing with football. But still, those are the days to do it. And you're right. That's what realtors do. We're out there working 7 days a week, day and night, holidays, weekends, all of it.
Absolutely. Which
I love it. I mean, I've always loved it. I've always said that I'm always working, always playing. So yeah, my friends might get upset, or not upset, but like frustrated when I'm taking calls on the golf course. But I'm like, hey man, I'm golfing and I'm working. Like,
right.
You can't beat that.
It's the best of both worlds, right?
Yeah. And as long as you're not holding up the golf game, nobody really. That's why I just carry a whole lot of balls, because I'm not a good golfer. So if I can't find it, I just drop a new ball.
There you go. Well, I want to bring up one other point too, which we're doing so different. And I think this is really exciting in regards to property management. So any property manager can have a home warranty on a property that they manage. Where they run into difficulty is the home warranty company wants to speak to the homeowner. They want to get authorization from the homeowner. It has to go through the homeowner. The property manager has no control over the warranty. With us, what's nice is we give the property manager control over the home warranty. They have their own contractors already, right there, already vetted. So for them, this has been a beautiful thing because they're not waiting weeks with cranky tenants, cranky homeowners, having to prorate rent because they couldn't get somebody out there for 2 or 3 days or 4 days for a water heater or AC or plumbing. And so the fact that they have leverage in the volume of the houses that they manage and that they're giving to their contractors, they can get somebody out there immediately to get this stuff taken care of. And again, they're in control of the warranty. They can call in the claim, they can make the authorizations, they can do all of that stuff. And it's just been a beautiful thing for property managers.
Yeah, that's actually a game changer because it is annoying when they were like, well, we need to talk to the homeowner. I can't schedule it. The homeowner has to call in or whatever. And it's like, what? What are you talking about?
And it just, the homeowner's paying the property manager to take care of this stuff. They don't want to get involved with it. They don't want to deal with it.
But there's been cases where I'm trying to call and help and stuff. And they're like, no, you got to talk to the homeowner. And I'm like, okay, at least I get the information, then I can relay it. But
sure,
this is a lot better when you're talking about property management. So that's a sweet deal.
Yeah.
Any other cool features that Ochoza has that might be different than another home warranty company?
We have a lot now. No size.
Or you just call, right?
Just call. Makes it so easy. We have no square foot limitations, no age limitations. Do you realize that there are companies out there when they have to replace maybe a 10 or a 12-year-old water heater, say a 20-year-old furnace, 25-year-old furnace, they depreciate on value when they have to replace that. So can you imagine on a 12-year-old water heater, the amount that you're going to get back, when you have to replace that? We don't depreciate value. So that's a big thing that people don't understand until they come to that situation that they're only going to get, maybe a couple $100 on a $1,400 repair or replacement. Yeah. So we don't depreciate on value, and we don't have square foot limitations. And that's really big here because we do have larger homes over 5,000 square feet, over 10,000 square feet. We've got homes with detached casitas. I just quoted out a property a month or so ago. It was a 13,000 square foot house. Wow. With an 1,100 square foot detached casita with a 2-car garage. It had its own water heater, had its own air conditioning unit. So we can cover those in multiple different ways. And so I just tell everybody, call me, let's sit down and let's really figure out a plan for that property. And I can customize a home warranty to fit that particular property.
That's pretty sweet. What part of town was that in? What neighborhood?
It was over on the east side. It was probably over like a McDonald Highlands or something like that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, very good. It is funny that even in the Northwest, like Centennial Hills and or what's the other one called up there?
You got Providence up there. All that in the Northwest where you've just got some big houses going in.
They're just regular neighborhood houses that are 5,000, 6,000 square feet, and or bigger. But 4,000 or 5,000 is super common. It's not even weird.
Right.
And it's on one level. That's what I love about Vegas. I love Vegas houses. They're my favorite. But one level, 4,000 square feet, no basement, no upstairs. That's a massive house.
Oh yeah.
You don't realize that when you're talking about a 4,000 square foot on 2 levels. Well, that's really only 2,000 square foot footprint on both. And it's when you got 4,000 on one level, that's a big house. It's cool. I like it.
I do too. And the houses out here, there's so many cool houses going in. Just being built around here. It's really great. So many custom home builders in town now, just building some beautiful, beautiful homes. So, on those new construction houses too. So realtors doing, selling new construction. Don't forget, we offer a new construction home warranty too. So the builder typically covers the house that first year. We can, if it paid through escrow, we can add a 3-year policy that kicks in the beginning of year 2. So we'll cover the homeowner then year 2, 3, and 4. So they'll have the coverage, once that builder home warranty expires.
And and I don't know, is it at a little bit of a discount since you're buying 3 years up front?
Yep. And because it's new construction. So there's going to be less likely a bunch of things to fail during that, next 3-year period after that first year.
Yeah, I always suggest that. It's like, why not? Why not wrap in another, whatever it is, $1,000? I don't know what the coverage is for yours, but
and what I tell people here is, I'm not concerned so much about air conditioning units. And I know that's really crazy to say here in Las Vegas. I'm more concerned about water heaters because we replace more water heaters than we do AC units, in my opinion.
It's funny because in other places, you don't hear about water heaters. In Vegas, when you're looking at houses, at least when I was as a realtor, I'd go in and I'd look and see, did the water heater blow up and how old is it? And then like you look at the cubby it's in, usually in the garage, usually. And then go inside and see what that touches to see if the water has leaked in there and if there's water damage on the inside of that. So it's funny. And another thing that people don't know about is that you're supposed to drain and flush your water heater once a year. And I guarantee you nobody ever does it. I've never even done it.
No. No.
I'm like, just replace it. But it's funny that the water's just pretty hard there. And just water heaters blow up. And then like in San Diego, for example, they live for 30 years, although they can in Vegas too sometimes.
Sure.
But I mean, in San Diego, they live forever. Water heaters go and go and go. It's just funny.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, cool. Well, what do you think you could say in a few words to wrap up and kind of summarize home warranties and the benefits of having them?
I encourage everybody to at least present the home warranty to their client. You write it in their offers. If you don't understand home warranty, contact your own home warranty rep, whether it's a Choza home warranty or not. But I mean, that's probably our biggest competitor is the people not offering home warranty.
Sure.
Period. And so
that's crazy to me. I have never, in all my career in 3 states, 3 cities, being top producer in all of those, I've had one client not get a home warranty, and he was a multi-millionaire just buying houses to stash money. He needed to put money away in something, and he's like, I don't want a home warranty. I mean, but he had gobs of money. He didn't care if something broke, he'd just pay for it. But other than that, I'm like, why wouldn't you?
Well, and that's just it. I was talking actually to a realtor yesterday in Pahrump. And she said, my client wanted to waive it. And she's like, but we had money coming from the seller. So it was either use it or lose it. She's like, even if you never use it, you never paid for it. So don't even worry about it. Let's just keep it. Don't renew it next year. Well, he had to have a water heater replaced in Pahrump. He called her and said, I have owned so many homes over so many years with warranties that have done nothing but just give me a hard time and not pay for anything. He goes, this company was so easy to use. I got to use my own contractor and I got the repair made the same day. He goes, I am really excited about this. He goes, I've never experienced anything. So my biggest thing is all we're trying to do out here with the Choza home warranty is we're trying to, restore the faith back in home warranty again. I mean, over the years, I think, home warranty has probably gotten a bad rap, and, we're here just to say things can, things can get done. They can't get done the same day. They can be done right. And we're just here to restore the faith in home warranty.
I love it. I'm impressed already. And I never lost faith in home warranty. I think you'd be silly if you didn't have one. I honestly have never. I've always had one as a homeowner, multiple homeowners, and all of my clients, I always advise them. I'm like, for, I don't know what $700, whatever it is, $1,000, whatever it is, it can pay off big time down the road. It's Absolutely. A good investment to have in place while you're doing it. The funny thing is, a lot of people after the first year, they just don't renew it. I always renew it. I always have a warranty because I want it, and even though we even get new appliances and stuff wherever we move, but it's still just so handy to have when you need it. So you can go between, if you have an issue, you can file your warranty claim, and then if you have to, you can file the homeowner's insurance. But I always try to go with the warranty first.
And the nice thing about the renewal too, so usually the first year, in most cases, the sellers paid for that warranty for the buyer for 1 year. In most cases, keep in mind at year 2, when you go to renew, you don't have to pay that whole warranty up front. We'll actually allow you to split that into 12 monthly payments. So it's affording.
I've never heard that.
It's affording, the homeowner then not to pay $700 or $800 out, whenever they're not expecting it at the end of that first year. So we make that budget friendly for them and providing budget protection should something fail during that, that next year.
Wow. That is actually a great feature too.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm impressed with Choza and looking forward to using that in the future because there's so many good things that are different than what I've ever heard another warranty company doing. And I think that's the cool thing about companies in general. Everything is evolving. They're getting more efficient, more streamlined, cutting out the fluff, just becoming a more lean and efficient is what I like to say companies out there in all the places.
And transparent. I mean, we want to provide that transparency, and our policies show exactly what we're going to cover, how much we're going to cover per year when something does fail due to normal wear and tear. So we're not hiding behind fine print. We're not hiding behind the computer. You can only file online and not speak to a live person. So I think the transparency really does help, because we just want to provide realistic expectations, because they don't know what to expect. So when we can give them realistic expectations, then they get what they expect whenever they do have to file the claim.
I love it. I love it. Love you, Lisa. Thank you so much for joining us. You're a wonderful professional and a perfect and gracious human being.
Thank you, my friend.
Happy to know you. Happy to be friends with you. Happy to be in business with you. Looking forward to doing business with you again in the future. And thanks so much for joining us on this show. I hope it was fun for you. I like having these shows, and we have a lot of great guests, and it's really even more special when I have somebody that I've known for so long and we get to catch up a little too.
No, thank you so much. I love you and I appreciate you. Thank you for the opportunity, and looking forward to working with you.
You bet. So everybody out there, make sure that you call Lisa Waldeck if you have any home warranty needs. Whether you're a consumer or you're an agent, at least meet with her and talk with Lisa. She's a great person to know and has a ton of resources and just a helpful all-around good person. Please join us. We have these shows 2 times a week. Tuesdays are our Sharpen the Saw episodes, where we have guests on and we talk about all kinds of different topics. And on Thursdays, we typically talk about real estate data in different parts of the country. So sometimes that's San Diego, sometimes it's Las Vegas, sometimes it's Iowa, sometimes it's Denver, sometimes it's anywhere. So also, if anybody would like to be on the show, just reach out to me, or you can reach out to my assistant, Tara, and love to have you on and talk shop, because it's super fun and keeps everybody in the know, and I think it's fun too. So thanks all for coming today. I hope you all have a great day. We'll see you on Thursday for the weekly real estate news, national real estate news, and take care for now.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.